Yo guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another FIFA Flow podcast episode. Today we got season 3, episode 18 of the podcast. Yes, guys. Today we got weekend games. We got quite a few big games this weekend. We got the North London derby, we got the Manchester derby, we got OGC Nice versus Paris Saint-Germain. We got, of course, the one that is always a tough time for Madrid, Real Madrid versus Osasuna. We got the Bayern versus Bayern Leverkusen. We got the Bayern v Bayern. The Bayern derby, Bayern Munich versus Bayern Leverkusen. We got Inter Milan versus Roma. So a lot of huge games. We also got an MLS game I wanted to talk about since I went to the game over the weekend, and of course since it's a Whitecaps game, we have a very good chance to get to the playoffs this year. So we're also gonna take a quick look at that as well. We got a few Twitter news as well, Twitter news regarding related to football, of course. But yeah, guys, let's get right into it. Actually, no, one thing before we get into it is yeah, of course, make sure to check the website, guys. I forgot to put the link in the description, but I did put on my Instagram, guys. So if you guys are following me on, if you're following me on Instagram, if you saw the link, maybe you clicked it. As you can see over here, like I explained on the last video, I put when the next video is, which is over here, and then it shows like a description. It shows the link to where the video will be posted, what we'll be talking about. The red means that what day we're on. So tomorrow is Tuesday. Tomorrow the 4th will be red. But then the white is where, like, what day the video will be posted on. So as you can see, there's a video posted on Thursday, one posted on Sunday. So you guys get it, and then it should show in the podcast here. So this was the last episode, and it did show over here. But yeah, guys, let's get right into the video. Let's start off with the Ligue 1, guys. The Ligue 1, we of course are killing it. Paris Saint-Germain, I think we are one of 7 or 9 teams who are undefeated in the top 5 leagues in Europe. So of course we love to see that happening. Ici c'est Paris. You guys can see I'm wearing my new 2022/23 season kit, home kit of Marco Verratti, the number 7 or the number 6, I mean, sorry. But as you guys can tell, yeah, I think PSG are one of 9 teams who haven't lost a single game in the top 5 leagues in Europe. So crazy. You can also tell Marseille has also not lost a single game yet in the Ligue 1 as well, and they are kind of catching up. They have 2 draws, 7 wins in 9 games. Paris Saint-Germain with 8 wins, 1 draw in 9 games. And then let's talk about the game against OGC Nice, guys. What a game this was. Man, Lionel Messi is the best free kick taker of all time. I think now he's has 60 or 65 free kicks taken in his career. I don't know if it's a club free kicks or just career free kicks, but like it's like 60 or 65 with this one now. And what a free kick he took, man. What a banging free kick he took over the wall, and then it goes right over the wall, curves over the wall, and then dips down into the net. So what a goal. No chance for the OGC Nice keeper. And then I think we had another free kick later on as well. It wasn't Messi who took it. I think Messi also took one before the 29th minute free kick that he scored. I think he missed that, but I think Neymar later on in the game went to take a free kick, and that also was a close one as well. And then, yeah, surprising Kylian Mbappe not starting this game. We had Hugo Ekitike play, this youngster at striker. We had him starting up in today's game, who later got subbed off for Kylian Mbappe, who went on to score a magisterial goal in the 83rd minute. And then Laborde scoring in the 47th minute. So when they did score that second goal, or that first goal to draw things up, I was a bit nervous. But of course, Galtier being smart, having the IQ, that's what he's here for, is to make moves at the correct time of the match, to make correct moves for the team to win us games. And the correct move he made was to sub on Kylian Mbappe for Hugo Ekitike to score that winning goal for Paris Saint-Germain. Ici c'est Paris. What a game. Man, that free kick though was beautiful by Lionel Messi. You can tell Neymar, Messi all happy together, celebrating together. Mukiele, man, what a player he is as well. In defense, he had such a huge role. Marquinhos, I'm still not quite sure about Marquinhos. I feel like recently he's kind of fell off. I think Marquinhos and they're still world class players. Don't get me wrong, but recently, like after Madrid's run last season in the Champions League, Marquinhos and Van Dijk, man, those two players have just not been what they used to be before what Madrid did to us. They used to be like, oh, they were gonna be the next Maldini and everything, better than Ramos and everything. But I mean, now they kind of fell off, but they're still world class top 5 players for sure. I think both of them, even though they have kind of fell off. Personally, I do have to say that they are both in the top 5 best center backs in Europe or in the world currently. I'd have to say that. For the level they play on, they're still up there. Just compared to the level they were a few seasons ago, it just went down a little bit more. But even though it went down, it's still at the top 5 in the world. So crazy game there, as you guys can tell. Undefeated still, first in the league, a difference of 2 points from Olympiacos. How do you say their name? Olympique Marseille. Or that's Olympique Lyon. How do you say the first part of the team? OM Marseille. Let's just call them Marseille, not the O part. But yeah, crazy PSG, of course. And I think we will have a really good run. There's also a pretty funny part where what's his name? Right back Youssef Attal made and he nutmegged Neymar. Neymar kind of said, "Oh, congratulations on nutmegging me." The majestic, skillful Brazil player Neymar, who's usually the one who does the nutmegs, got nutmegged instead by right wing back from OGC Nice, Youssef Attal, the rat. In FIFA, he's always the rat. Youssef Rattal, guys, the rat. But that is the Ligue 1 right there. Let's go on to the La Liga. Actually, wait, before we go on, League 1 table, let's just take a look. Do we have any big games upcoming next week? We got Montpellier versus Monaco, which should be a pretty decent game. Sunday at 4 a.m. though, so I probably won't wake up for that. Saturday, October 8th, 12 p.m. Reims versus Paris Saint-Germain. It really depends when my football match is, so maybe I'll watch this. I'll definitely watch the highlights if I can't get up to watch, or if I don't have time to watch this because of my game. Ooh, okay, so we got Lille versus Lens as well. This should be a pretty decent game, 11:45 a.m. But it really depends on what other league games are on. I think we have Liverpool versus City or something. Liverpool versus Arsenal. I think we have that. So I'll probably watch that over Lyon or Lille versus Lens. But let's get into the La Liga, guys. Nothing huge next week for the Ligue 1. The Ligue 1. Man, Real Madrid, as I said, Osasuna always giving Madrid a hard time, guys. Vinicius Jr. scoring in the 42nd minute, and then just 5 minutes into the second half, Garcia scores in the 50th minute. They also get a red card. Different Garcia gets a red card in the 78th minute. I did not watch this game, but I did see that Benzema actually missed another penalty, guy. This guy loves missing penalties. Last year, both in the away and home game, I think he also missed the penalty against Osasuna. And then he goes here, he misses another penalty. He said, I think it was Ancelotti who said, "Oh, I want someone else to take the penalty." I wanted someone else to take the penalty, but Benzema is the best penalty taker. And if Benzema is the best penalty taker and he's missing, how bad is the rest of the team? But it was probably just unlucky for Benzema. At this point, the Osasuna keeper knows knows how Benzema takes his pens. He knows what directions. He probably watches Benzema videos like right after every game, before the game, to know which side he shoots at. But unlucky there, Benzema, man, missing a penalty against Osasuna, and then he's gonna win Ballon d'Or this October. Imagine giving the Ballon d'Or to someone who misses a pen against Osasuna. Couldn't be me, man. Couldn't be me. But at the end of the day, Benzema's still a world class. Karim the Dream, guys. Rodrigo, man, this season Rodrigo has been killing it. I'd like to see that he's getting more playing time as well. We got Ceballos also getting more playing time. It's good to see him as well. Tchouaméni, Cruz. Let's see. We got Marco Asensio, Camavinga, of course. Valverde has to play every game, man. Even he can play even before the game starts. He can play 2 games back to back, 90 minutes, and then right after that he's gonna play another 90 minutes because Federico Valverde, man, this guy never runs out of energy. Camavinga also getting subbed on as well. Good to see Camavinga and Tchouaméni. What a dual partnership that is. We got Marco Asensio also getting subbed on as well. Probably for Ceballos, we got Camavinga for Tchouaméni, and then Valverde. I don't really know like what exactly where they put each player, but yeah. And then Ferland Mendy getting subbed off for Mariano Diaz, the left back as well. So yeah, good game here, I guess. Not for Madrid, but for Osasuna to get another 1 point from Madrid like they do every single season, man. It's like impossible for Madrid to beat Osasuna. Recently, man, like it's like literally, it's like Madrid never beat Osasuna at home. Is that like, I think they beat them once. That's what my cousin said, or that's what I saw somewhere. Like, man, Osasuna just too good, too good. Barcelona still going undefeated as well as they win their game against Malocro. Robert Lewandowski scoring yet another goal in the La Liga for Barcelona. And I think that both Madrid and Barcelona are both undefeated as well in the top 5. And now, guys, look at this. Surprisingly, Barcelona and Real Madrid are both at 19 points, and Barcelona have a higher goal difference, which puts them on top. So you Madrid fans out there, maybe in the La Liga, I am a Madrid fan. Like, if I was to say my favorite team in each league, in the La Liga, it'd probably be Madrid. In Europe, in the world, is Paris Saint-Germain, but in Spain, it's probably Madrid. In the La Liga. And now look at these haters. I didn't say Barcelona were gonna be bad this season because they had some beautiful signings. Frank Hessier, Jules Koundé, they got Christensen, they got what's his name? Azpilicueta, I think he went there, or was it Azpilicueta? They got Rafinha, they got Robert Lewandowski. So they had such a good signing so they had such a good window this past summer. So I knew they're gonna be cooking some stuff up. And man, now that the league are both there, now that they're both at 19 points, this upcoming, I think it's in 2 weeks, this upcoming El Clasico is gonna be fire, guys. It's gonna be fire, just fire everywhere, guys. So what a game this is gonna be. Sunday, 7:15 a.m. And luckily, all the games are on Sunday. My games, like I play for a football team, of course, outside, in real life. So those games are on Saturdays. Luckily, October the 16th is the day we got. I think we have PSG versus Marseille, which is a huge derby in France. We got the El Clasico. We got Liverpool City. I think there's a huge Serie A game as well. So we're gonna talk. We'll look at that after as well. But man, Barcelona cooking things up early in the league to make things more spicy later on for the title race of the La Liga, guys. But that's pretty much all in the La Liga I wanted to talk about. Premier League. So this was the big weekend. Honestly, one of my favorite weekends. We got Arsenal versus Spurs, Liverpool Brighton. So I did watch near the last 20 minutes. And then we had the Manchester Derby. And let's go right into that, guys, because look at the score line here. Phil Foden getting a hat-trick. Erling Haaland also getting a hat-trick on his first Manchester Derby with 2 assists as well. So if he got a third, it would have been a hat-trick of assists and a hat-trick of goals against his first Manchester Derby. So what a game this was. Phil Foden scoring a banger in the 8th minute, getting a nice tap in. In the 34th minute, Erling Haaland, man, getting a beautiful banger as well. Didn't quite see some of the goals. I woke up, but I kind of slept through the first two goals. Uh, I kind of I was too tired. And then in the 44th minute, guys, I think this one was assisted by Kevin De Bruyne. And then Phil Foden gets a good touch and a good shot as well. 37th minute, guys. This one was assisted. Yeah, I think this one is definitely assisted by Kevin De Bruyne, guys. This one, beautiful through ball here into Nick Holland is near this near the keeper box. And then it's just, I think it was Kevin De Bruyne who does a beautiful curved through ball into to Holland, and Holland does like a slide tackle to hit it into the back of the net. So what a banging, man. Like after I saw that goal, I knew that Holland was getting a hat trick. This guy is just a goal scoring machine, guys. In the 64th minute, he goes on to score yet another goal to end his hat trick. And then in the 73rd minute, he also scores he gives yet another assist to Phil Foden, which was almost offside. But luckily he was onside, and because in Europe, Man City, honestly one of my favorite teams. Just this game, guys, was honestly one of my favorite games of all in all leagues this year. This game was one of my favorite, guys. Erling Haaland is just one of my favorite. Honestly, Man City this season is just one of my favorite teams to watch, guys. I don't know, maybe I'm just an oil fan. Maybe I just like oil. PSG, Man City, guys. Maybe I just like oil, guys. Middle Eastern as well. I'm Persian. The oil, that's where all the oil's from. I love the oil teams. but other than the jokes, guys, man, it's just such a beauty to watch United get destroyed. Yes, I love to say that because I hate United, man. I hate United. But realistically as well, no, I did predict it would be a pretty difficult game for City because after watching United the past few weeks, I did think that they would put up a show, but they didn't put up a show, guys, until later on in the game when City didn't really care. It was like 6-1 up to the it was 4-1. It was 4-1, and then Anthony breaks that 4-1 by scoring a goal, making it no, it was 4-0, and then in the 56th minute, Anthony breaks it with a magisterial outside the foot, left-footed, a banging top bins goal to make it 4-1. And then Erling Haaland goes and scores that banger, gives that assist to Phil Foden, and then Anthony Martial gets a touch on it, scores a penalty as well. So both the Anthony and Anthony both scoring a goal in the Manchester derby. Anthony carrying United, guys. Antony and then Antony with a th, not t. We got Antony and Antony, guys. And then Phil Foden, Erling Haaland. What a beautiful game, and just I just love watching in the Premier League, man. Man City have been killing it. Man City have been killing it. It's just so good to see them watch, especially Erling Haaland, man. Erling Haaland is just something else, guys. Something else that guy is. Kevin De Bruyne as well. You can tell Kevin De Bruyne loves playing with Erling Haaland for sure. He loves playing with him. You can tell the connection. Haaland and Kevin De Bruyne, one of the best connections. And Kevin De Bruyne, honestly, this season, one of the best, I think, if not the best midfielder this season by far. So far, he is the best midfielder this season. And then in United side, we got Anthony scoring the goal. We got Martial also scoring the goal, but just wasn't enough to get back 6-3. I mean, the 6-3 does make it look better. It looks like for every 2 goals, United, it was like a 2-to-1 ratio. But it's just the way the score, like the time that the goals were scored, is just not ideal. It's not like 1 City, 1 United, or 1 City, 2 City, or like it's not like 2 City, 1 United, 4 City, 2 United, 6 City, 3 United. So it's not like every 2 goals United score 1. It was just 4-0, and then United or City started to play it slower. They didn't really care, and then United started getting the goals in. City do have a really good team, world-class team, play beautiful football. But I gotta be honest, Ederson, man, he's not really the best keeper. He's not the best keeper. He's still a world-class keeper, but he's not the best keeper in my opinion. Sometimes he could be better. But what a game! What a game this was. My favorite game this weekend. Favorite game. So crazy there, and then we got the North London derby as well. A lot of Spurs fans a bit disappointed with Harry Kane scoring in the 31st minute of the penalty. Thomas Partey 20th minute. Gabriel Jesus 49th. What a signing he is. And then man, Xhaka getting so much hate in 2019. Now he's one of the most important players for Arsenal in 2022. What a player Granit Xhaka is, and Saliba, guys. William Saliba, what a defender he is. He had a few mistakes in the beginning, but man, when he's not making mistakes, he's making mistakes for the he's making trouble. When he's not making mistakes, he's making trouble for the opposing team. So what a defender he is. And what a game. Gabriel Jesus, man, having a brilliant, beautiful time. And I think the thing with Jesus is he's happy. He's getting a lot of playing time. He's on top of the table, of course, with Arsenal. And I don't think he expected that as well. So it's making him more happier, making him more ready to play. But yeah, yes, Spurs fans were not happy. They definitely thought that they deserved more. But Arsenal did play. They're just a better team, man. Xhaka, what a player he has. So much hate, and now being one of the most important midfielders for Arsenal. Saliba, what a signing he is. But yeah, that's the North London derby there, which keeps Arsenal on top of the table and leaves Spurs down at third at 17 points. And then Man City, of course, winning the Manchester derby to bring them up 3 points to keep that 1 point difference from Arsenal. And then, guys, Liverpool are the worst team ever by Leonardo Trossard, who's probably like, man, this guy scoring a hat trick. I didn't see the first goals, of course, but this last goal here, this third goal here, this is the one I saw. I told you guys I watched the final 20 minutes of the game. Man, Van Dijk, and this is why I said Van Dijk kind of fell off after Madrid's like run in the UCL last season. Just he's still a world-class player, but he fell off from the level he used to be at because this guy, so one of the Brighton players, cross it in. Van Dijk goes to kind of get it with his leg, block it with his leg. It goes under him and goes to Trossard, who scores a hat trick. Bro, I did not. I was like, what the heck, man? This is the worst defending I've ever seen. Oh man, like that's why like Liverpool will never be the best team in the world. They had their glory time. And I think the thing with Liverpool is with the defending is the reason their defending sucks so much now is because of the midfield. Is in previous years, like the reason we see Trent kind of not being the best is I think before he was still not the best, and I think that, like he's still a world class player. His crosses, getting up the pitch a lot, being in the attack, it's just one of the best. His free kicks, insane, and everything about that. Trent is still such a good player. I think defensively, the thing that made him look better defensively in the past was he had his midfield protecting him. He had Jordan Henderson, Fabinho, he had Milner, who are all such older players. I don't know how they're still playing. And now that they're older, they don't have the capabilities to protect Trent. So Trent is not being protected by his midfielders, his defensive midfielders. And that's why we see that, even in the past, I think his defending was the same as it is right now. It just made him look a bit better because he had more confidence. Maybe he was a bit better back then as well. But he also had some more coverage, more protection from his midfielders who are now older, like Henderson, Fabinho, and Milner. So for sure, I think the reason why Liverpool their defense has been falling apart a lot recently is I think maybe a new center back is needed for sure. I think Van Dijk, I think Joe Gomez is pretty good. I think Matip is pretty good. But I think they just need someone who's good on the ball. Someone like a David Alaba, like a Militao, like a Marquinhos, like a Ramos. That's who they need. I think Matip and Joe Gomez, I don't think they quite fit in the Maybe Matip. You can say I think Van Dijk is just you need like another Van Dijk in the team. No one plays as good as Van Dijk in Liverpool's defense. So that's why I named out players like Alaba, someone who's good on the ball, someone who's good, a leader in the back line. I think the only person who's a leader in the back line is Van Dijk, and maybe you can say Robertson as well. So I think a new center back for Liverpool would for sure be ideal. But the main thing before they get a new center back is at least two midfielders for sure. I think you need a box to box midfielder. You need a good CDM, maybe a third midfielder, like two box to box midfielders, a CDM for sure. And that's where next year is going to be a lot of pressure going on with Jude Bellingham, a lot of big bets going on around Jude Bellingham. You got Man City, you got Chelsea, you got Real Madrid, you got Liverpool, who are all trying to go into this Jude Bellingham race. And I think Jude Bellingham would be the perfect player for Liverpool. So next season, they got to start saving up that big bucks, going in for the race for Jude Bellingham. I think another player who would kind of fit in the team, I don't know who's a good player, Tonali would be a really good CDM. Barella, he's such a good box to box as well. I think a lot of big teams should start looking into Serie A as well, because the Serie A has such a lot of young talented players. Like a center back, I would suggest for like a new center back for Liverpool would be Chris Smalling. I think Smalling this season he's doing really good, and I think he fits perfectly into the Liverpool defense for them. So I think you get two good box to box, a CDM. You got and then get like a center back. So you got Jude Bellingham, you got Barella. Maybe like these are just suggestions, like types of players that kind of fit the team. I wouldn't really necessarily see them. Like I wouldn't really see Barella going to Liverpool, but his play style is needed at Liverpool. Jude Bellingham, I could see him there. His play style is needed there. A good CDM for them. I guess Tonali, you can say, is maybe Busquets. No, not Busquets, man. I don't really know who's a good CDM for them. Maybe what's his name? Declan Rice. Oh, wait, did Declan Rice go to City? I don't know if he went to City yet. I know he was supposed to go to City. There's links to him, but I don't think he went to City. I think he's still at West Ham. So maybe Declan Rice, and then a good center back would be Chris Smalling. So those are that's a perfect defensive, the midfield. That's a perfect transfer window for Liverpool. Maybe a good, maybe another attacker as well. Like just a side, maybe 20 million spending attacker as well. Like a new striker, just a backup striker for Darwin Nunez. And I think that's good. But the main thing they need to focus on is at least two box-to-box midfielders, a CDM, a new center back like Chris Smalling, who's perfect. I think he's the perfect center back. And then maybe like a small, cheap 20 mil backup striker for Darwin Nunez and Roberto Firmino. So what a game this was. These are just my suggestions because of the recent way that Liverpool have been. So yeah, that is that on Liverpool, which keeps them at 9th place, man. 9th place, 10 points. Holy, they're bad. They are bad. They are literally bad. But next week, we got a few good games. We got Arsenal versus Liverpool. So hopefully, Liverpool will probably show up to this game. But I really hope that Arsenal do win still. I hope Arsenal win and win the league. Other than that, I don't think we have any huge games really to notice here. Everton United. Everton are probably going to win that, honestly, knowing how bad United are. And then the week after that, we got Liverpool City, so we got the huge game there. United Newcastle, that's also a pretty decent game. I'll probably watch that as well. And then United Spurs. So and the next Arsenal City postponed. Are you kidding me, man? Really? But those are in a few weeks. Next week we got of course Arsenal Liverpool, which should be the hot topic of the main game of the Premier League that weekend. So that is gonna end the Premier League section of the video. Let's go on to the Bundesliga, guys. What a game Bayern had. Bayern versus Bayern, Bayern Munich versus Bayern Leverkusen, guys. Leroy Sané being assisted by Jamal Musiala, who also scores a pretty beautiful goal near post. I think the keeper almost got it, but just gets out of his hands and goes into the back of the net. But other than the goal that Jamal Musiala scored, this guy is such a good midfielder, guys. A lot of teams, honestly, that you know how I said like, oh, I was naming players who have the performance, the skills, to fit in Liverpool. I said Jude Bellingham. He has what Liverpool needs, and I can see him there. I said Barella. Barella is a player that he has the skills and the stuff that Liverpool needs, but I don't see him there. A player I could see at Liverpool is like Jamal Musiala. If they can't get Jude Bellingham, get Musiala. I think Musiala is a beautiful player to look at. Musiala, imagine they get Musiala, Jude Bellingham, Declan Rice, Chris Smalling. That's the perfect transfer for Liverpool next season in the midfield and in the defense. I think that's perfect right there. So I think Musiala is such a good player as well. Just like, man, this guy is a good box to box. He's a really good backup for like if teams don't get Jude Bellingham, I think they need to start looking at Jamal Musiala in the next 2 to 3 seasons for sure. I don't think Bayern will let him go easily, so getting a personal agreement with him soon for when his contract ends with Bayern is for sure needed. Start looking at him now. He's young. He has a lot of potential, especially from his recent performances. So getting a personal agreement with him now will secure a potential deal in the future when his contract does end. So brilliant, bro. What the heck is this? A 4-2-2. Why does it look like this though? These guys should be more narrow, like in the mid, and these guys should be more wide. This just looks weird. And then yeah, Sadio Mane took 5 games for Mane to score in all competitions that Bayern played in, but he finally scored another goal. It was quite a iffy goal. Like it looked a bit weird, a bit slow on the goal, outside the box, low driven, just like barely went in on the bottom right of the box. But a goal is still a goal, and Mane goes on to score a goal. He almost scored another one later on in the second half. And then Muller, I did not see the Muller goal, but of course Thomas Muller, a legendary player in the world football in the cam position, especially in Germany, a legendary player. So Muller going on to score a goal as well. That is the Bundesliga. We got the Serie A as well. Inter Milan versus Jose Mourinho, guys. Of course, Inter Milan versus Roma. We got Federico Di Marco scoring a bit of a decent goal. It was a bit iffy, like trying to get the ball out, a lot of rebounds, but he got the ball. I think the same happened with the Dybala goal. Dybala going on to score. Actually, no, the Dybala goal was different. It was a cross over to Dybala. Dybala gets a good touch on it. The keeper almost gets a hand on it. Like he gets a touch on the ball, but it just goes right past him. And then Chris Smalling, I think it was Pellegrini who did it was a set piece free kick. Pellegrini crosses it right into the box, and Chris Smalling there to get the header in the 75th minute to get the winning goal for Roma. And that's where I said, man, like heading to get a goal defensively, Chris Smalling is such a good player, and he is a perfect new center back for Liverpool. I could for sure see him there. Of course, he's English as well. Maybe that's why he's more like visible, more seeable at a team like Liverpool, at an English team. But either way, even if he wasn't English, he still fits Liverpool's like lineup for sure, defense, back line. So that puts Roma at 6, Inter Milan at 9th. Man, where's Lukaku? I thought Lukaku was supposed to show up. He came back. We got Napoli still at first place, who don't have a loss. Same with Atlanta as well. Both drawn, but Napoli with the higher goal difference keeps them on top of the league. And then what was I gonna say? Man, yeah, honestly, watching this game, guys, Inter Milan's midfield is really good, man. I loved how Çalhanoğlu played, guys. This guy is such a good. I think a lot of teams should start looking at Çalhanoğlu as well. Of course, Barella young. I did mention Barella he's a perfect player. I just didn't see him at Liverpool, but he has He brings um the performance and the skills that Liverpool need in the midfield right now. I just don't see him there. But Çalhanoğlu, man, this guy's such a good player, guys. There's a lot of teams should be looking at Çalhanoğlu. PSG, honestly, start looking at Çalhanoğlu. I wouldn't mind getting Hakim Çalhanoğlu. I really like the way he played on the ball. He's really good. A good box to box. His shooting, honestly, low key underrated shooting. His long shots, pretty close. But we already know the PSG Inter Milan link is gonna be with Skriniar. We're still trying to get him for 20 million this December. But honestly, next summer or maybe in the December as well. Look, I think teams should start looking out for Çalhanoğlu. This guy, watching him giving that giving that pass to Barella, which then went to who was that striker who scored? To this guy here, DiMarco was such a good look. He can see Barella was open. Barella saw that pass to DiMarco, who went on and scored. But just the way that Çalhanoğlu played is just really good, and I think teams should start looking at Çalhanoğlu. He really caught my eye in the midfield for sure. And that's like that's what you call a good player, someone who catches a viewer's attention. As I said, Chris Smalling also caught my attention. So he, like a team like Liverpool, they need Chris Smalling. They definitely need Chris Smalling. So yeah, that is the Inter Roma game there, and I think Inter do have a pretty, or I think Roma do have a pretty big game next week as well. I think we have. Oh no, we got Milan Juventus. Holy, what a game this will be! For sure, watch that. Who do Roma have then? Roma. No, I thought Roma had a good game soon. I guess they didn't. Or maybe it was Roma Napoli, October 23rd. That's in 3 weeks. But next week, next weekend, we got Milan Juventus. I think Inter and Sassuolo will also be a pretty decent game as well. In the Serie A, it's going to be a decent game. So keep an eye out for that as well. Yeah, honestly, watching the Serie A is so good. I do have Football TV. So it is on Football TV as well. League One, Serie A, and the Premier League, and then I also have the Zone from my cousin, which has Champions League and MLS, so I can watch everything there. I just don't have La Liga and Bundesliga. I watch those on separate websites. Total Sport EK. No, I'm not saying anything illegal. Free streaming websites for football. Definitely not. But yeah, I don't have access to La Liga and the Bundesliga. I watch those on separate websites. But I think having access to, like, even if I didn't have access, I think I'm gonna start to watch more highlights of the Bundesliga and especially the Serie A. I think the Serie A this season is pretty interesting to watch. So I think we're gonna start talking more about the Serie A and the Bundesliga in the podcast. So stay tuned in the future podcast episodes. Next up, we got MLS, guys. We got Vancouver versus Austin. I went with my cousins, my uncle, and my dad this weekend. And what a performance Vancouver put. I think we're in 10th place against second place team Austin, Texas. Well, that's in the Western Conference, of course, that they're in second. Yeah, we were at 10th. That win put us at 9th place. So what a game this was, guys. Let's talk about the game, and then we'll talk about how close we are to going into the playoffs. So where's this game? Austin, guys, this was such a good game. I think the way that Whitecaps played was really good. Honestly, this number... Oops, that was the game earlier. Where's this? Vancouver. Austin here. There definitely should have been like 2 penalties, one for Vancouver, maybe one for Austin. There should have been. I think, man, there should this guy right here. Where is he? Number 3. This Romana guy. This guy, he looked like an American football player, but other than the fact that like he looked big and American, this guy should have had 4 red cards, man. 4 red cards. He got 1. Guys, this referee was the worst referee ever. But at the same time, you gotta agree that, man, the MLS today, man, just get up. Why are you looking at the Why are you looking at the referee? There was one of the Whitecaps players who got like he got fouled, but the ball was still in the Whitecaps' possession, and he's looking at the ref sitting on the ground, being like, "Hey, why are you not calling a whistle? Why are you not giving a yellow card?" Um, and then like, bro, I'm like, "What are you doing? You have possession. Do you not want your team to have possession still? You have possession. Why would he need to call if he's giving advantage? Like, get up and play. Help your team, man." So sometimes it is a bit frustrating to watch, um like just get up, man, stop being so weak and stuff. But at the same time, the ref, man, he could have made so many. This guy here, especially this number 3, should have had 2 or 3 red cards for sure, man. This guy played dirty football, man. But guys, we had Ryan Gilt scoring a really good goal in the 25th minute, getting a beautiful touch, run in behind. He was kind of like a Trivella outside the foot, just on the wing. He gets a run in behind, kind of does like a fake to looks like he's gonna go far post like Mbappe, but goes near post. And then what a goal that was. He almost scored later on, just a few minutes after that, just 10 minutes after that. He almost scored yet another goal. But unfortunately, he just took too much of a heavy touch, went too far wide, and then missed the net. Just hit the side netting, so unlucky there. This guy here, Cavallini, or as I say, Edison Cavani, guys. Apparently, what my cousin said, he went to do like a header or something. He's like a really physical guy. This guy, he's really physical. He's always there to fight for the ball, to fight to win. And what happened is his leg went into someone's head, so he got a red card with a 3-match ban. And then now he comes back, so it's just quite interesting seeing that. But Lucas Cavallini, or as I say, Edison Cavani, goes ahead and scores a really good goal. It gets assisted, like it goes into the box, gets like a low driven cross into the box. And he doesn't like pull his leg back to shoot. He just gets a good touch on the ball, which angles the ball to the far post and gets that second goal. So what a goal there, which makes it 2-0 against the second place team, Austin, Texas, guys. So what a game this was, honestly. The goals were really good. I think just the referee, I think the way, it's soccer, guys. This was soccer, not football. So maybe that's why stuff were different. But I always like saying that. It's soccer, not football. Football is different, man. Football is something different from soccer. Soccer is just something out of this world. It's something, that's how bad it is. But it was still quite fun watching this. I really liked it with my family as well. It was really fun just watching my home team play. But there was also one point here. Vancouver Whitecaps now have a slim chance. We have the slimmest chances. So our next game is going to be against Minnesota. And they're currently in the top. They're currently in the playoffs they're in the playoffs in the Western Conference at 45 points. So if Vancouver beat them, we'll go to 46 points, which will be more than Minnesota's 45 and put us at 7th place. But we also, not only do we have to beat them, we also Real Salt Lake City also have to not win. If they draw, if they lose, even if they draw, it is enough for us. If Real Salt Lake draw and Vancouver Whitecaps win this October 9th, then we go into the finals, and we have the slimmest chances. So it's crazy, man. It's crazy. This win was so necessary. And the MLS they show the MLS. Wait, when is the October 9th? Like, what's the actual date for? On Sunday, so I'll probably watch that as well. I think they're later on in the day at 7 p.m. So it won't interfere with PSG or like Premier League games or whatever, which are more earlier because it's European time. But we have the slimmest chances to go into the playoffs of the Western Conference, so that's gonna be scary, man. That's gonna be really scary. But hopefully we go. Whitecaps, here we go. We move. Let's go, Whitecaps. It feels weird saying that. It feels weird talking about the MLS, but home is the home team, man. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do in your home city. So let's see what happens there. Hopefully Whitecaps go through. Let's talk about the football news first, and then we'll make some UCL predictions for tomorrow and Wednesday. So let's talk about football news. Paris Saint-Germain will do everything possible to extend Lionel Messi's contract after the World Cup. FC Barcelona and many top European clubs might join the race in case of delays from Paris Saint-Germain. Um, and I do think the main two teams who are going to be fighting for Lionel Messi next summer or in the December will 100% be PSG and Barcelona. Even if another team comes to Messi, if a team like United, if they sell Ronaldo and then want to go after Messi, that's just for jokes. I'm just saying that for joke. United are not going to come for Messi. But let's say a team other than PSG or Barcelona come to Messi, I don't think he's going to accept it. Even going to PSG, going to one club other than Barcelona alone was so heartbreaking to see, especially for Messi, man. For himself, 17, 18 years at Barcelona, they helped him so much in life. So like just to see him leave was sad. Just to, like one club was enough. So going to yet a third club other than Barcelona, or a second club other than Barcelona is going to be too much for him. That's why I'm saying that PSG and Barcelona are going to be the only two options for Messi. And I think Messi also likes the way that PSG play. So he might consider rethinking to re-sign with Paris Saint-Germain, which I do hope. As a PSG fan, hopefully he does stay. So yeah, that is the first bit of news. And the reason I kind of like pulled up that thing about maybe United will sell Ronaldo and sign Messi, that was just for jokes, of course. But the part where they want to sell Ronaldo is true. Eric Ten Hag will let go of Cristiano Ronaldo, who wants to leave the team in January, guys. And I think that Eric Ten Hag also, like, he doesn't care what offer comes in. If Ronaldo doesn't want to leave, he's gonna accept anything, man. He really doesn't care. He wants Ronaldo out. Honestly, Ronaldo is such a good player at watching his team play, watching his team lose against City. He's so good at doing that with Maguire as well on the bench. What a good team viewer he is. The team viewer, Ronaldo, like the United have a sponsor named after Ronaldo, while PSG have a sponsor named after Messi. Goat. Oops. But goat, is that the karma for saying that? United fans, karma hit my elbow onto the table. But yeah, he's the goat. Messi on the PSG sponsor. Messi sponsoring PSG, while Ronaldo also sponsoring United. Team viewer. He watches his team. He's a team viewer on the bench with Maguire. But other than those jokes, man, this guy, man, Eric Ten Hag has no respect for Ronaldo, man. They have no respect for Ronaldo. This guy's 37, and even the fact that he's 37, he's still such a world-class player. It's just the team he's playing with, and the fact that he's not getting enough playing time makes him look like he's such a shiza player, guys. But Eric Ten Hag has no respect, plays him on the bench, and they lose. He just watches there, watching United lose to Man City. So, man, Eric Ten Hag, man, I don't think a lot of United fans might be the happiest. Even Roy Keane said, like, Eric Ten Hag has no respect. And I 100% agree with him. 100%. Man, like, this guy needs so much more playing time. He should be starting every game. Man. But yeah, that is Cristiano Ronaldo there, guys. We have the legend, Real Madrid, Napoli, and Juventus legend, guys. And Inter Miami legend, Gonzalo Higuain has finally announced, or not finally announced, but he has announced retirement from football, end of an era. This guy for Argentina, what a legendary player he was in the Serie A, man. For Madrid, what a legendary player. It's going to be very, very sad seeing him retire from football at the end of 2022 season. So next June or next May. El Pipita, I guess that's his nickname. I haven't really heard it. Crying during today's press conference as he leaves football after incredible career with River, Real Madrid, Napoli, Juventus. Yeah, he was on loan to Milan for one season and another loan to Chelsea, and then transferred to Inter Miami. So what a career he had. What a career. Big teams out there. And just what a good career he had with Argentina, with Messi. It's going to be very sad. This guy was such a legendary player, man. Such a, maybe not world-class player like Messi and Ronaldo, but a legendary player. He's such a funny player, such a good player as well when he was younger in the Serie A. So gonna be sad seeing Higuain leave the football world. But yeah, before we have two more here. Chelsea deal with Christopher Nkunku is in the final stages. It does look like Nkunku looking like he's secretly trying to do a deal with Chelsea for next season. I think he went to I think Chelsea actually went to Leipzig they went to Germany to do a secret medical testing with Christopher Nkunku, and I think now Nkunku is going to be signing with Chelsea on personal terms, and then next season I think Nkunku's contract ends next season, where he'll be joining Chelsea. So quite interesting there. I don't know, why doesn't he just announce it? Why doesn't he tell his club, oh, I want to go to Chelsea. This is my final season. I'll give it my all. Why doesn't he just say that, man? Just like, you don't have to keep it secret, man. Yeah, I don't know what's up his sleeve. But yeah, that is that there. Just in Real Madrid will try to sign a striker next summer. Erling Haaland and Mbappe going to reject Madrid yet again for the fifth time. Sign the best striker in the world, Mbappe, Haaland. They've already tried too many times. They say this every year just to obsess over Mbappe and Haaland all summer. Don't get them and sign nobody. This is so true, man. But I thought Madrid was the biggest club in the world with the most pull. Well, they didn't pull Mbappe, definitely. We're the biggest club in the world, and we have a lot of pull. That doesn't guarantee you sign top players. And anyways, I'd be more worried about your own club. You're below Fulham right now. Is he a Liverpool fan? Oh my, what a comeback. That guy, legendary. And yeah, Fulham being, talking about Fulham, they're getting carried by Mitrovic, guys. Mitrovic, what a player he was. We talked about him in the last episode. As you can see, he's in the title because he scored a banging goal. Him and Vlahovic. And I'm so scared of them in the Champions League. They're in our group with PSG, Benfica, and who's that other one? Maccabi Haifa, but like in Juventus, Vlahovic, the Serbian, and then the Serbian playing with Mitrovic, the best duo striker in Europe, guys. Serbian striker Mitrovic and Vlahovic. Yeah, that is our football news there. Let's go on with the predictions, guys, for the upcoming match day 3, guys. We got Bayern versus Victoria Pleasant, and unfortunately for Victoria Pleasant, I'm gonna have to go like 7-0 here probably. Marseille Sporting, maybe Marseille might have a tough time, but I'll go 3-0 here for Marseille. This is just all based on paper and off of their performances in their league. Personally, I don't know quite how well Sporting have been in the Liga NOS. I know they're definitely a top 3 team in the Liga NOS, a top 4 team in the Liga Portugal. But Marseille, they have no losses so far in the League One. That's why I think they're going to be the better team, knowing from their performances statistically in their league. So Marseille 3-0 there. Bayern Leverkusen Porto, going to be a quite interesting game here. And I think I think Mehdi Taremi actually got a red card on the first match day, and then he didn't play in the last match day. So I think he should be available for the game against Leverkusen. And he's going to carry Porto, and now they're going to win. So Porto to win 2-1 here. Club Brugge, Atletico Madrid. I think Atletico de Madrid will be winning this game 100%, 2-0 or 3-0 here. Napoli versus Ajax. This might be a difficult game. I think Napoli will have a tough time. I think Ajax will show up. But I'm going to go 2-1 or a 2-2 draw here. Or maybe a 3-2 win for Ajax. Maybe, just maybe. Somewhere around the 2-2 area. Eintracht Frankfurt and Spurs. I really don't know how each team, man. Spurs kind of in the mud. Frankfurt, they did win Europa League, but kind of in the mud as well. Maybe we'll say Spurs wins here. Inter versus Barcelona. This is going to be a huge game. I did say Inter have such a good team. Çalhanoğlu, Barella, Milan Skriniar, Lautaro Martinez. So this should be a pretty good game to watch. I think Barcelona will win. I'm going to go 3-2 here. 3-2 here for Barcelona. I think it's going to be a very, very tough time, though. But it's going to be a very difficult time for Barcelona. But maybe Inter Milan will show up. After watching them, I know they lost to Roma, but they still did just the way they played. Çalhanoğlu, what a player he was. I think they still might show up against Barcelona and make it a challenging time for Barcelona. Liverpool Rangers. Honestly, for the memes, not even for the memes, it's just how bad Liverpool are. I'm going to say Rangers winning, man. 2-0 here for Rangers. RB Leipzig versus Dinamo Zagreb. No comments here. RB Leipzig, or that was RB Salzburg versus Dinamo Zagreb. Probably Dinamo Zagreb to win. RB Leipzig versus Celtic. I'm going to go RB Leipzig to win, but I think Celtic actually won their last game against Salzburg, so... Actually, they're not even with Salzburg. Who are they with? They're with Madrid and stuff. I think actually Celtic won their last game, did they? Or no, they lost to Madrid. Who did they play? Shakhtar? I think they did win, but against Leipzig. Oh, is Leipzig even good? They got Timo and Kunku. Never mind, Leipzig are good. Leipzig gonna win 3-1 here against Celtic. Milan Chelsea. This should be a huge game. I know PSG are playing as well, so I'll probably watch the PSG game. But Chelsea Milan, I'll definitely watch the highlights of the PSG game. It wasn't live at the same time, but I'll watch the highlights. I think Chelsea are so bad in the UCL as well, guys. Just every team, every top tier team you think is good, like Juventus. When you hear the name Juventus, you think because of their history, technically they're supposed to be better. But like, man, do they even have history now? Like this is going into the trash history, not into the good history. So Chelsea, Milan, honestly, hopefully Milan win. I kind of want Milan to win. I really like AC Milan. There can only be one Zlatan, the guys. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, the Lion. He's gonna carry Milan. We got Juventus, Maccabi Haifa. Probably Juventus will win here. Madrid, Shakhtar. Honestly, Shakhtar. They drew together for 3 years. So at this point, you're going to assume that Shakhtar know how Madrid play. So maybe we're going to go with a draw here. Let's just say for fun, 1-1 draw here. Or maybe 2-1 win for Shakhtar. 3 years in a row where Shakhtar and Madrid group together. So maybe, just maybe, Shakhtar finally know how Madrid play and will beat Madrid. Sevilla, Dortmund. I do think Dortmund are still the better team. Kind of fell off, but they're still the better team, and Dortmund will win against Sevilla. PSG versus Benfica against Draxler, our former player who went to Benfica this season on a loan. I think this should be a pretty interesting game to watch, but PSG will win. Luckily, Liverpool needed a panic buy because of Holland, and they got Darwin Núñez, so he's no longer at Benfica. And he won't destroy us at PSG. Even like he would anyways, man. Like he would never destroy PSG anyways. Overrated. But yeah, I think PSG will for sure win this, and then Man City, Copenhagen. I think Copenhagen will win, guys. Easy there. No, I'm joking. Man City for sure winning there. So those are my predictions for the Champions League. That's going to end off the episode, guys. If you guys enjoyed today's episode, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Check the podcast website, guys. I did forget to leave the link below, so maybe if you didn't check it, it's okay, but I will make sure to leave the link below this time for sure. Next episode will probably be on Friday, talking about the Champions League week for sure. And then the video after that will probably be on Thanksgiving on Monday. I'll probably record it on Thanksgiving. But for now, yeah, the next video will be on Friday. I'll put it on the schedule tab. So just check here. If there's a video here, it'll probably be uploaded. For now, stay positive, stay happy. If you guys like the video, if you guys enjoyed today's video, once again, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. As I said, stay happy, stay positive, stay safe, stay flow, and I'll see you later. Peace.